Friday, and you know what? The good stuff today comes in the form of two wonderful people. A city employee, who I found out we are shirt tail relatives. Scott Brunson.
Okay.
Yes. We have the same Uncle Bill. And also we have everybody's favorite.
Yes, Audrey WG Green.
Yes.
She is a principal with the Waterloo Public School District, and so we're going to be talking about that and probably some other things too that are coming up.
Yes, she has so much to talk about, and you know, it's only right that we have these wonderful people because we're celebrating 5 years of positivity, Chaveevah.
That's right. And we talk about and we bring to you positive people every single Friday. So this is a great place to be, isn't it?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for watching. And we'll get to talk to our guests in just a few minutes. But first of all, first and foremost, it's Friday, and we have a giveaway. You know, we got an awesome show coming up here real soon. We're going to ask the viewers for the answer to a question. So what is the question?
Okay, the question is, how has Kevin Burt recently shared big love for blues with young people in New York?
Yes.
I'm going to say that again.
Say it one more time.
That's right. How has Kevin Burt
KB
shared big love,
big love
for blues with young people in New York?
In New York.
Yeah.
And they can find the answer on our Facebook page,
That's
Rocki
right.
and Chaveevah, or North End Update. And the one to answer the question first on North End Update will win a
Okay.
Boom Shakalaka coffee cup.
Okay.
But the one to answer it first on Rocki and Chaveevah win.
Rodney's Kitchen is presenting Blues and Barbecue at the Brown Derby featuring Kevin Burt. And that's going to be really, really something with a sampling of delicious food and wonderful music from Kevin Burt. You cannot beat that.
A whole lot of big love going on that weekend. And that's going to be at the Brown Derby. And you know, I haven't been there for quite a while.
Yeah, but that's really a nice, classy place. And if you've eaten at Rodney's Kitchen, you already know
You
what
already
to
know.
expect.
Ooh,
Yes.
we had some catfish there the other day. Make you break your jawbone.
Okay.
My daddy used to say that. Okay. All right, so we're always having fun. We're looking for that answer. And I think Nate has a comment.
Yep, Renita Wright said,
Hey, Renita.
Hey, Renita.
hello everyone, happy Friday, an awesome service, greens to go.
All right, yes,
You got
indeed.
that right.
Yes.
That greens to go, man. And, you know, maybe Rodney, I bet you he buys locally.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's just a great way to go for local businesses to buy fresh and buy local.
When I saw that video, I thought, why would anybody here buy greens anywhere else? You know, you don't want to go to anybody but Greens to Grow. Okay, so we got to shout out to our favorite viewers, Rodney Lewis, Gabby DeWitt, Claudia Robinson, Bill Tate, and Ramirez Terrell.
Okay, we also want to shout out to Kevin Burt, Clara Ross, Nicole Dillard, Matt Thompson, and Yakubu Agbese.
All of you, be sure to go to our North End Update page and just like the page. You know,
right.
we want you to do that, accept our invitation.
And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our website too, northendupdate.org.
They should, because you've been working hard.
Yeah.
I caught Chaveevah with her head on the keyboard one day. She was so tired. She worked so hard. Y'all check out the website and please subscribe again to our YouTube channel. Our out-of-towners, Chaveevah.
Derek Holmes, Bruce Gardner, Clint Shepard, Ty Rostek, and all the way from Germany, Sweda Hatza.
Oh,
Hey,
Sweda.
how y'all doing?
So sweet. Okay, and we want to make sure that you birthday people, you know Scott Brunson's going to be on the show in just a few minutes. And I heard that he sings a mean baritone.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Not only that, he's very handsome.
Okay.
That's how he made it onto the Boom Shakalaka. See, we was going to just have him on another show, but we decided let's put him on the Boom
That's right.
Shakalaka.
Get ready to fan yourselves when
Right,
the screen opens up.
Right. Be ready for him to be blushing when he does appear.
Okay.
So we're going to have a great song, birthday song for you birthday
Okay.
people.
All right. Okay, now we know that you would like to be one of our sustaining collaborators.
Yes.
Okay, so please inbox us to find out the benefits of sponsorship that's going to make us all look good.
Yes, please do. And one last note, our show is brought to you in part of a grant from the Community Foundation, the Waterloo Community Foundation. And they saw something in us they kind of liked, and we really appreciate that. And we always want to acknowledge them and thank them for that.
Okay, I got one more thing I need to
Oh,
mention.
you got to say that.
You see my shirt, folks?
Yes.
It's for the Cedar Valley Stemenstein Beer and Wine Fest. That is happening tomorrow, August 13th, at the River Loop Expo Plaza, 460 Jefferson, from 4 to 8. You can get your tickets for $40 in advance, $45 at the event. If you've ever been to Stemenstein before, that is just a fantastic event. You get to sample so many different things, wines, beers, and delicious food to go along with it. It's just a great big party.
Remember the time we got to be judges?
Yeah,
Right,
that's right.
that was way
great.
fun. Yeah, so go check that out. And when is it, Chaveevah?
That is tomorrow.
Tomorrow
From
from 4 to
8.
8. Yes. All right, now I think it's time to talk to our Nate, and he's going to let us know all about what's good in the new Soul Town. So
Yes.
the new Soul, wait, how do I say it? The Soul Town. Okay. Nate, bring it on home. Take it to the bridge, Nate.
So today, we're going to take it home is Dr. David Rainey. David Susius.
Oh,
Titled
yes.
Live in Your Now.
Live in your now.
As like all his other articles, really I always just find relatable. Just a few things he says. But this one says, blessings reside where and when we make room for them. In other words, what you believe about yourself and your God gives you soul to the city. Did you know that August means majestic, consecrated, respected, and impressive? It is God's word of favor for you and me to hang our hat of faith on. Just begin to speak the name of August and smile. God has a blessing in store for all who believe despite formidable current circumstances and social geopolitical challenges. I was told, David, if you do not like your present circumstances, well, you change them beginning with your words and actions. We are blessed with the gift of community for such a time as this. We are given time and territory to contribute to the enrichment of our lives of other individuals, spirits, souls, and bodies. Divine reciprocity will in turn enlarge.
How do you say that word?
Reciprocity.
Thank you, teacher. Reciprocity.
That's a new word for me.
Okay. Me too. No. Pronunciation.
Enlarge territory in our individual lives to manifest blessings for the very purpose we were brought into this world to receive. I would say, live in your now, and like August is described, it's majestic, so be majestic. So that's probably the biggest thing I took away from this. And August is a really cool month.
I'll say.
Okay.
Yes, it is. And that's a great takeaway from that. So, be majestic. And what a great note for you going out into the world. Do you feel like royalty and you feel like being majestic?
Oh yeah, I feel like a king. So.
All right. Well, you're our king.
That's right.
And we have a special presentation for you. It's not really that special. It's just a little bonus on your regular paycheck.
I appreciate
Thank you so much, Nate, for all you've done.
Yes,
for
we
us.
appreciate you, absolutely. And of course, as we already said, wish you the very best going forward. And keep in touch with us.
We'll do. Big
Right.
things on the way.
All right.
Yes. And for those of you who missed the pre-boom, Nate we said goodbye to him in the pre-boom as well. And so it's only appropriate we do it on the Boom Shakalaka. And through television magic, we have our guest who have appeared. Thank you,
Yes.
Agnes.
Okay.
She's the magic in the television.
Okay, yes, we have with us our guests Audrey WG Green and also Scott Brunson. And thank you both so much for joining us today. And
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us. And today I think we're going to start our interview. Well, we always have a little something that we call Give It Air. And this started in the summer of 2020, I believe. That
think so.
all troublesome summer that we all lived through. And we talk about things that sometimes don't get a lot of talk. And today we're going to be talking about Hidden
history.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of talk about all that. So, anyway, we're going to give you a little bit of the book called Ropes in the Kitchen, which is like an autobiography of mine.
And a family history. So you're going to give us an excerpt of, okay.
Just a little excerpt of just kind of capitalizing on how this has always been relevant, even in my family and my personal history. So this is the way it begins. It all started, my father's explaining to me some genealogy. It all started way back in the 1850s in Alabama, just before the Civil War, with your great-great-grandfather, whose name was Washbose. What? With my mouth wide open. Washbose, Daddy repeated, but they called him WB. Oh, I replied, not wanting him to slow down so we could get to the point of this conversation. You see, WB and Annie were enslaved in Alabama and then North Carolina. Wow, we were enslaved, I interrupted. I was flabbergasted. Well, yes, Daddy explained, quite irritated. You didn't know that? Haven't they taught you anything about slavery in school? No, sir, was my comeback. They've never taught us anything about that. Well, that's how most black people got their last names. They took the name of their slave owner. He seemed irritated that I had no clue about slavery, and he continued, that's why Malcolm X won't use his slave name. I didn't really blame him. It's a damn shame. Daddy pushed his chair away from the table as if he were too angry to finish the story. Go on, Daddy, what happened then? I asked him. I wanted to hear so much more. That's enough for tonight. You go ahead and practice now, he replied sternly. Aw, Daddy, please tell me more. Nope, I'll tell you more tomorrow, he stated, ending our conversation. He started toward the refrigerator, shaking his head and reaching for another beer. Okay, I concluded, and I began to warm up the clarinet to practice the scales. And so just to see that I thought about how I'd written this, and it's always been something that hasn't been taught in schools from my experience. And so I know you as an educator, how do you feel about the fact that a lot of our history has been just eradicated? It's hard to talk about, so we don't talk about it.
Well, I would say that our school has, since I've been there, 17 years, and you see the color of my skin. Mm-hmm. And so I work really hard to make sure that our students are learning about African Americans in various ways.
Sure.
It's important that they see a black administrator
Yes.
on the west side of town, that they see black teachers in the classrooms and things like that. So I have provided money for our teachers to make their libraries, their classroom libraries, look like their student population. Mm. So that's one of the things that we have done, is just increasing not only African Americans in classrooms, because our school is very diverse. We have about 14 languages
Sure.
In our building, and so
Wow.
just making sure that there are books that resemble our students. That's just one of the things that we've done, along with Black History Month is not just a month, but we do focus a lot on our history during February as well. Mm-hmm. We do like questions of the day. We always include questions about people in the community.
Sure.
And elsewhere,
nice.
Everybody knows who Dr. Martin Luther King was, but
right.
there are more people than Dr. King,
Yeah.
So introducing new people in the sports field, in the education field, and again, people right here within our community.
Right, and making sure that history is not lost.
Correct,
Yes.
correct.
And we don't normally ask our visitors, our guests, anything to comment on the Give It Air subject. But since you're an educator and a black educator, I wanted to know your input on that. And sometimes we just like to give things a little bit of discussion. Chaveevah, did you have?
Yes. Well, the only thing I had to say was it took me coming here to really realize that my educational experience was sort of not the norm. I didn't realize that. I mean, I grew up in Chicago in an all African American community. All my teachers were black. A lot of things I learned about African American history that the children here just never learn. At first I thought it was generational, but it has something to do with where you are too. So
Sally, Dick, and Jane is what we use.
Exactly, sure.
Yeah, that's how we learned to read, and that's why a lot of us didn't do well in reading, I would say.
Right, and I think that's why I incorporated a lot of that in the book. When I went back and read it, I was like, that was something that we actually talked about. My dad would get upset that I wasn't up to speed with not only my family's history, but the history of the country, because it was presented in another way. It wasn't presented as it should have been. So I'm real happy about the 1619 project and how kids are being taught history in a way that they can understand and yet have it meaningful.
and literacy in a way that they can relate to.
Yes, that's the main thing.
And our new curriculum in Waterloo, Fountas and Pinnell, incorporates a lot of African American students in the various books. So that was a good purchase as well.
Good. Nate.
Yeah, Renita Wright had mentioned, I love your book, Rocki. It took me back as if I was there with you.
Oh,
Right.
thank you so much. Thank you, Renita. Yeah, Renita, I think, won a copy. Do we have any answers for our question about Kevin Burt? Any winners for those tickets? Because they'll go up for next week if we don't get a winner today. Again, the question is...
All right, again, let me see, what is that question?
The question is...
Okay, how has Kevin Burt recently shared big love for blues with young people in New York?
All right, it's on our page. If you really want to win, it's going to be a great show. You know about Kevin Burt? All right, yeah, he's a great blues musician, and he's right here from Waterloo. He might be your age. No, I think he...
That's possible.
Okay, Scott, we've been just waiting. We got to talk to you a little bit about the Give It Air. Now we got to bring this guy into the conversation. Scott, tell us what all of Waterloo residents need to know. Talk about your job first, and then tell us what you want us to know.
Sure. Well, I'm the sanitation director for the city of Waterloo. We basically got some big changes that have come forth recently. In the past, we've had all kinds of issues with maintaining and keeping track of carts and where they're supposed to be. They've had serial numbers on them, but there's been no way
Explain what
to
a
track
cart
them.
is. A garbage can?
The garbage
or
cart, yeah, the garbage can.
Just the garbage we're talking?
Yep.
Okay.
So eventually we'll go into yard waste, but for right now it's just the garbage. But they have a serial number tied to them. Well, back in 2017, we actually started to order carts that have what they call an RFID chip in them. It's just basically a microchip that's embedded in the mold. So then this way, when we put the new hardware onto the trucks, when the truck actually picks up the container, dumps it into the hopper, there's a scanner up inside the truck that scans the cart and lets it know that it's been dumped. So this way we can verify service. If someone calls and says, hey, my street got missed, we know if the street's been missed or not.
Or if they could be telling a story.
It happens at times. It does happen.
Your street ain't been missed. What you call it? Right. Okay, yeah. And then sometimes I suppose people swap.
Yeah,
garbage
take
can for-
somebody else's cart or something
We
like
get a lot
that.
of that from like vacant properties. Like when
yeah.
people move out and their cart's left there, then someone else will adopt that cart. So in the past, we never had a way to track where that cart went. Well, now it's the RFID is not GPS located, so it's not. It doesn't tell us when the cart moves. But if that person tries to use it, it'll tell us, hey, this is being used at this location.
Then
so
you
then
can
we
make
can
a
go back and get
citizen's
it.
arrest.
We can go back and
I
get
go
it.
back- Oh, you can go back and get it. Don't make a citizen's arrest.
But yeah, now how does that, or is that a situation that could end up in a fine for someone? Like maybe somebody took my cart and they're using it, and I don't know, I'm liable for their usage of it, and I end up getting fined. Is that possible?
No.
Okay.
On something in that scenario, so for the most part, when someone takes your cart, usually when people take carts, they're going for a larger size or a newer cart. They want one like theirs is broke, so they want a newer one, so they'll swap the cart on you. And a lot of times people, if you're just honest about it, if you just call in and say, hey, my cart disappeared, I got one that was busted, like that, then we can find out where that one is. You won't be held liable for that, but the person that took your cart would be.
I see. I suppose you get to run into all kinds of people fighting over garbage carts and stuff like neighbors,
It
because
is surprising
everybody's.
how often it
Isn't that
happens.
something?
Really?
That's funny. So how can a person avoid a fine if there, or is there any, are there any other points that you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
really, I mean, honestly, the fines are only going to affect a very, very minuscule percentage of the city. I know a lot of people are worried about getting fines, but literally 98% of the community is using the service the way they should.
Good.
It's the 2% that are knowingly doing things that they're not supposed to do. Those are the people that the fines are intended for. If someone makes an honest mistake, like if you move into a place and someone has already swapped the cart and put a large there, and you're only paying for a medium, but you have a large, but you don't know that because it's not on the water bill yet, which is what we're working on, then that person will not be held liable or fined because that's obviously something they knew nothing about. It's an innocent mistake.
Right.
Things we have no intentions of, putting the hammer down on someone that just didn't know.
Right.
It's the ones that are knowingly committing the stuff that we're looking at doing the fines for.
Okay, gotcha. So if you get threatened with a fine, just know that he's a big teddy bear, in other words, and all you have to do is cry a little bit and you'll get off. Okay?
You get in touch with the city and get
know.
everything cleared up.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
sure that they'll be glad to clear it up for you. Well, thank you so much for stopping over. And
No problem.
you're pretty popular. When we did share your picture, we had, and I shared it in our story, people were commenting back on I think you have a nickname? Somebody gave you a
I
nickname.
have several
Okay.
nicknames. I
Well,
don't know if I want to share them on air.
well, we sure appreciate having you here, and I can't wait to hear your baritone at the birthday song. Do you guys hear us upstairs sometimes when we're down here singing?
No, I actually work over in the Public Works building.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Nate, do we have comments?
Yeah, Renee Carson said, "Hello, ladies."
Hey,
Renee.
Renee. Yes, yes. Okay, Miss Audrey, tell us. Chaveevah, what you got to
okay.
ask for Audrey?
Well, I want to know what is new and exciting going on in the schools this year.
Oh my goodness, so much. We have a new superintendent, and he's a young
A young
person.
man.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
We got to get him on the show.
Yes, he would love that. He's
Okay.
big into social media.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we just finished this week with our admin training, and we talked a lot about equity, which is, part
Sure.
of what you were talking about in your book. And I'm just looking forward to new energy and just a couple of more years for me in the school district. But,
You're
yeah.
thinking about getting on out of there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, I celebrated that big birthday this year, so, it's about
yes.
that time to
Yeah.
let
So you are
someone else-
principal at
Kittrell.
Kittrell
Kittrell.
School.
Yeah, starting
Yes.
year 18 at Kittrell.
Oh, my goodness.
What a wonderful
Yeah.
career.
Yes.
And I could just see you having a love for children.
Oh,
And
definitely.
I
Yes.
mean, I can imagine you being the principal, all the kids probably love you. And how did you handle COVID? That's one of my things. During the times that you were there with young kids,
Right.
it's so hard to keep your
Right.
distance.
Yes, I'll never forget March 13th. That's when we were going out on spring break, and we were notified that we would not be coming back. And so it was difficult during that time, and it was difficult especially for teachers as students were coming back. We had desk shields, so we were trying to keep everyone
Oh, it was a
separated.
mess. What a
And
mess.
then in the lunchroom also, so that social aspect wasn't as good, I would say. And I think during that time at home, students lacked the socialization, and so as they're coming back, it's kind of been difficult,
Right,
for
right.
students to re-engage with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so COVID
For
took
all
a
of
lot
us.
out of adults, I think, and it took a lot out of our children, and a lot of people have left the occupation of
Oh.
being educators, and so it's been difficult for Waterloo schools to get everyone hired.
That's right.
Yeah.
I bet.
Are there any, as concerns COVID or not, any new rules or anything that parents and students need to be aware of this new school year coming up?
No, we're pretty much taking up where we left off. So students may wear masks if they want to. If they want desk shields, they may have desk shields. We will have one table in the lunchroom with the shields up, and some parents request that. But no, we're kind of sort of back to normal, even though I know numbers are kind of rising again.
Yes, we'll just
Yeah.
have to kind of play that by ear.
Right.
Now you're involved with the hair, getting ready for
Yes.
school.
Yes,
Talk
yes,
about that.
yes. So my little organization is called Queens, and I just did that because I have a bank account. So you have to name it.
Okay.
So Queens
Oh,
is
sure.
who we are, and I think this is our third or fourth year, and people donate, and I donate as well. And then we do anywhere from 10 to 15 girls' hair. We're braiding hair. We ask that parents would wash it. And then they come with their hair ready to go, and they leave beautiful. And then I provide backpacks and school supplies and toiletries and things. And the girls are just really, truly excited about that. Renita keeps popping in, and she has donated some of her paparazzi to
How
us.
nice, because there's a lot of hair jewelry now
Yes,
that
yes.
people are wearing in their dreads.
Yes.
Comments, Nate.
Yeah, Shirley Ann Smith-Burt said, hello, ladies.
Hey,
Shirley.
Shirley. We just love Shirley. She watches often
I
as
have to
well.
say, I loved participating.
Yes,
before
yes,
with the,
yes.
with
We
the
have
program.
fun too as the adults.
I know. It's
Yes.
like a party. It's like
Yes.
everybody got together and just doing a community hair braiding, and the end result is a lot of happy, young ladies that get a chance to start off the school year with a beautiful new look.
New hairdo.
Yes.
And in this case, the toiletries and stuff, this is something different, isn't it?
We did that before. We had backpacks, and then in there, we put different. I have little purses and different things that I provide for the
Okay.
girls. So people have donated. People are still, welcome to donate, and we're always looking for people to braid. I think we have 5
would love
girls
to
this
donate.
year.
North End
Awesome.
Update would love. This is a great
Awesome.
cause, and we'd love to either give you something monetarily
Mm-hmm.
or Chaveevah might volunteer. My little girl would have to have like a little bit of hair. I don't want nobody coming up to me with no head full of hair like you got. So, but I wouldn't mind braiding it. But yeah, and we'll definitely make sure that we give you guys a little something because that's such a great gesture.
Yes.
What day is it happening?
On Sunday, we actually are we're working with, well, not really working with, but we'll be at Payne Church because
Okay.
Payne is doing a huge day on Sunday as well.
This coming
Oh.
Sunday?
The 21st.
Sunday the
21st.
21st.
Yeah, we try to do it as close to the
Okay.
start of school as possible so they can walk in the
So
door
just bring your
proud.
kids
Yeah.
with a clean head.
No, don't bring them.
Don't bring
Nope,
them.
nope, nope.
Okay,
Because
what?
we
Tell
only
everybody,
have
because we got a
yes.
few seconds left. Tell
Yes,
everybody
we have
what to do.
5 ladies who are going to be braiding, so they need to contact me if there are people who cannot afford to pay, or their grandparents raising grandchildren or whatever. They need to contact me,
And your
Audrey
number?
WG,
Okay.
on Facebook, or 319-404-8449 is my phone number.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Whew, there's so much good stuff going on. You don't get a fine on your garbage can if you're honest.
There you
And
go.
you can go get your hair done on Sunday.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
right. And be ready
Great
for
show.
school on Monday.
Another
Well,
great
Tuesday and
show.
Wednesday.
Oh, Tuesday
The
and
23rd
Wednesday.
and 24th
Okay.
school
Awesome.
starts.
Wow.
Yes, already. Oh, won't be long.
Yeah.
Jeepers, creepers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we always know we got to sing the happy birthday because we got the best birthday people, and they're always just waiting to be sung to.
Yes.
And I don't know if you got to talk enough, so I think, why don't we let our guests read, let Audrey read the second. You can start there and say out in your outdoor voice so they can hear you in the office.
Start reading the names here.
Yes, Alonzia.
Alonzia Quinn,
Yeah.
Lisa Baskerville
Hey,
Bradford,
Lisa. Yes.
Jalen Jones,
Yes, Jalen.
Gabrielle Carter,
Right.
Lily Hart,
Yeah.
Toya Hunter,
That's Mrs. Hart. That's Quentin's mother.
Mrs. Hart, that's right.
Yes. Happy birthday to them. Who else, Audrey?
And Renita's name isn't on here, but her birthday is today,
Renita.
I do
Oh,
believe.
How in the world did that
Yes,
get left
I
out?
don't
Happy
know.
birthday, Renita.
And I don't have my glasses, but Anthony Salas,
Okay, Anthony.
Uche Omini.
Okay, Uche Omoni. Hey, Uche, how you
Uche
doing?
Omani. We
They
should
gave me
give
the
you that
difficult
one.
names. Oroki Rice, Willie Gary, Patricia Harris, and Norman
Usry.
Usry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Happy
All
birthday.
these unique
Yes.
names.
Yes.
Great,
Birthday
great.
to everyone. I
And
see I got some
benefits.
family people down here. Love y'all.
Yes, and happy birthday. And we sing the Stevie Wonder version. You know Stevie Wonder
I
version.
do know Stevie. I don't know about the version
You
of the
know,
song.
Well, just kind of follow along, and
Okay.
you're gonna be just fine. I'm sure you would agree. It wouldn't fit more perfectly
Than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
We did it. We did it.
I'm not much of a singer.
Well, you could have fooled me. I thought you
We
were
aren't
trying to...
either, Scott. We just sing loud.
Right, and sing loud because we can't sing good. Okay, next week we got Mayor Hart, Flavor, with Lisa Collins and Gary Keys.
And on the 26th, we're going to have Kirk Salas and Lloyd Forney.
Right, those
Yeah.
wrestling guys. And as seasoned women, you know, we've learned a few things through the years, Scott. Pay attention.
Okay.
And one of the things that we've learned is I've learned that you should keep your words soft and tender because you may have to eat them tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, and I've learned that you should never say no to a gift from a child.
Ooh, now you probably can relate to that.
Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I get interesting gifts.
Oh,
Okay,
honey,
yes.
I bet you do from
Yes.
time to time. We want to also quickly say that Vera, your sister, we share a lot of her Live Free quotes
awesome.
because they're so encouraging.
Yes.
And shout out to Vera, of
All
course.
right.
And your whole family is amazing. Every time I see them out, we get
I
a
know.
picture of the Wallikins. So
Yes.
Dominique
Thank you.
and all the
Yes.
ways your daughter Shantae,
Shantae,
yeah.
yes.
So just love you guys, and you got to come back soon. Give us
Anytime.
an update.
It's been 5 years. Like,
I
really?
know,
Did you see
right?
the post today? What?
Right, yes, I did.
Yes.
How
Yes.
that time just passed.
Yes.
Crazy. Okay, we're done. We talked about We Are Rose Co-op. Get your book, Ropes in the Kitchen, on Amazon.com or Grout Museum, or you can go to North End Update to get your copy, a signed copy.
Okay, and bottom line, keep doing more
More.
of what makes you awesome, like
Like
Scott,
Scott.
and like Audrey,
Yes.
because it makes us all look good.
See you next
See
time.
you next time.